This is some important information this morning about the rapture and the Great Awakening that's long been promised. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter waiting for an announcement, some kind of announcement. This is the announcement. This is as good as it gets. You have to choose to hear the announcement. It's not going to be one. It comes from inside. But now it comes from, I can give you the information that you need on top of it as best as I know it. The feeling of rapture is the feeling that I described when I experienced God. But we all do it. So what I experienced that night was the energy that's available to us as a species, and it all came through me. And it shows you just what is round the corner. Literally weeks away is the rapture. Judgment Day. Now, I suggested you just go and read up about the prophecies, the Bible, the Quran, whatever your holy texts are. Go and look at them. Read some stories, look at some films. Whatever your culture, your feeling of spirituality is. Right? All the messages are there about Judgment Day and forgiveness. And this is the important point to know. There's a window. It's opened. The window closes. And the closing of the window will be around the arrival of the pulsar star. That there's an opportunity to join the resistance right now. You can just step into the story. There's no cost. It's like there are bitcoins here in the forest, lying all over the floor, and I'm just picking them up. And Michael's found them in America. Sean's got them in Australia. Kilty's got them. I'm guessing he's a Celtic brother. And they're just lying on the floor. Pick them up. I'm inviting you down to pick them up. And where are they? They're inside you. They're on the floor around you. Just pick them up. And now, when the pulsar arrives, there's going to be a sudden incremental, expositional. No, that's not the word, is it? I hate it when I forget words. It's going to go high. And so you want to get in early doors. And the bitcoins are made of God's love. And by picking them up, you gain forgiveness. It's all about forgiveness. Forgive yourself. The life after death stuff that I've talked about, and the experiencing your own life again, is only bearable when you've forgiven yourself within your lifetime. If you die and you find that you have reached no level of forgiveness in yourself, you just died like old man Trump. Trump's dead. He's worth looking into. Then there's nothing. He's just got a vision of hell. But the hell is here on earth. Hell actually exists. It's here. And so what can happen is that the black hearts, as their energy travels back through, of no forgiveness, knows the game is up for them. That they think they can change things. They will never have to face this shame. If they try really hard to blacken their heart even harder than it is. Black, hard, decrepit corpse of a heart that these poor energies travel through life with. We're experiencing that because we haven't forgiven ourselves. We don't understand the message of forgiveness. And so this is the announcement that you've been waiting for at last. The rapture has begun. It began today with your moment of revelation and your moment of enlightenment. To understand the truth about the nature of your being. And it's easy. It's just consciousness exists, and this is a machine that manifests it. The details we can now fill in using science is that the consciousness is trapped inside you. It's a photon. It lives inside you and outside you, replicating the time particle, and the energy system of the time particle is replicated inside you at all levels, from the subparticle, particle, atomic, cellular. Look at how it works. The time particle. It's all nature there. You can see the womb, the egg, the sperms, the shell, the egg, the chick inside the egg, the swimming. If you're a cat-like cetacean wanting to evolve, you'd see the cetacean, and you'd go and live in the sea because you'd seen the vision of the yin yang, the blue, the nature. Your direction of travel is towards it. Ours is towards the air swimming between the two. It's beautiful. It's like there's a golden ticket on the table. That's what the Bitcoin is. Pick it up, and we can become air swimmers. So you're getting it. I could talk for ages. You know what I'm like. But it's simply that. Forgive yourself. It wasn't you. It's your programming. We've always carried that program with us for 12,000 years since we've existed. The last 100 years, it's been under the 2D magnetic of Heisenberg's propaganda, the sledgehammer shit. The last 20 years, it's been quantum, algorithm, data, Cambridge Analytica. What they've done is they've worked out how long it takes Jewish children to drown in a water tank, and they've compiled enough data about it that they can now use that information to destroy us, and they're doing it. So, the order of your day, your task. First, step one, understand. Enough as you need to. Just if you can just look at it and go, fuck, that looks complicated. The bloke who wrote it must know what he's talking about. What else is he saying? That could be enough for you. You trust people in life, don't you? Used to trust engineers. Funnily enough. When we built things. Didn't we? We built things, we were celebrated. And the stuff that we built is still around. The proper engineers. When we're given a chance to do stuff right. The stuff that you fucking idiots are building now. Quick vision of the future. All that shit's coming down, and we're going to be building anything for 1,000 years. We're going to re-establish the water network systems in absolute purity and cleanliness, and encourage the water around Venice. Is our target, because when we'll be air swimming, we can jump over the canal's piece of piss, yeah, all the bridges and that, and we can zip between zones. So we won't want to be travelling miles air swimming. I suspect it'll be a pain in the arse. We'll probably design some easy suit. Michael and I were talking one that was powered by an erection, but that seemed unfair, and because I'm certain that the female species is much more powerful. We'll find a way. Last night, I couldn't sleep. I saw the faces. I told you about the visions. I hadn't had any for ages, months and months and months. And last night, I saw the faces again. I've had it 5 times now. Must be the 5th time. It's incredibly comforting. But I think that it's a vision that if I'd come to it without any understanding and wisdom and experience, blah blah, that I'd have shit myself, because it's a vision. It looks like a vision of hell. And what I see is this: it's a dull red background with a light around it, flickering usually, changing its shapes. And then there are silvery faces, and they just morph one into another like this. And some of them are real, clearly real people. No recognisable faces, but just real people. Some people are wearing glasses. And previously there were dogs and bears as well in the faces, the morphing silvery coming through and through. And they look frightened. The people look frightened, and you can, yeah. I think that's what hell looks like to people in the past, and they've interpreted it in that way. But it's not. I think it's the energy. It's what exists in the core of the earth. It's faces. Faces are us. And they're infinite. There's an infinite arrangement of a face. There's no two faces the same. And it happened to me last night, so I couldn't sleep. But I just embraced it. I loved it because I know what it is. I see my mother there. Yeah. There, Dad. There you go, Dad. It's one for you. Now I've outed myself as a human being. I've become a truth teller. So I just tell the truth. I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not. I'm just telling you the truth. So take it as possible. Couple up everything that I've just told you. Roll it up into this. Trust the source. Do the work. Do the spade work, you lazy cunts. Get out there and fucking learn this information. I insist on it. If you think it's shit and it's wrong and you can disprove it, then throw it away. It's not for you. But understand it first. Look at all the other videos, look at all the other stuff that I'm saying to you, and don't hear me. Don't hear Reynolds, the boastful narcissist, desperately trying to heal himself. Because there's healing available for narcissism. I've become a doctor of narcissism. The science shit is merely proving my case. Newton's philosophies was all about his vision of God, and the physics was just a pain in the arse to him. He wasn't very interested. I know how he feels. My journey to this was the death of my mother 7 years ago. And I thought, I've got a quest. How can I be alone without feeling lonely? I like being alone, and yet I had this aching need in me not to be alone and for validation. And it fucked me off. I had enough of it. Just couldn't control it. Couldn't control it. And when my mum died, the message was, look well on this. Know that one day this will be your corpse twitching in this hospital bed in a horrible way, but you won't be there. It's your protein. You'll have gone. Your energy will have left. What do you want to do with your life between now and then? I went, right, okay. I'm going to heal narcissism. My own, naturally. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. That's part of the territory. So, in that journey to healing, I had a moment of revelation and a moment of enlightenment when I knew the true nature of my own being, in terms of consciousness existing, and I believed I discovered a hard wiring. It's a wiring diagram. I found it. Hey, all right? Oh, that crazy dogs. I'd found a hard wiring. I just wanted to tell people about it. No, nobody wanted to know. And so, in trying to cure my own narcissism, what I've realised is it's just merely control of programming, and that programming comes in different forms. There's genetic, behavioural, familial, and then the behaviour of how you were brought up. Behaviour, driving energy, driving evolution. So I was evolved into a narcissist. I became a manager when I was a management consultant. Shit trains you how to be a narcissist. That's why we've got narcissists at the top. It's brilliant. I've been through a whole training process. Various companies have spent a fortune on me, training me up to be a management consultant, training me up to be a manager. And what that means is how to manipulate people. And they give you all these techniques about how to manipulate people, understanding their personalities, their colour types. Man, it's fucking evil. Because I was away on this journey, I could never be pushed beyond. I can go so far. So I enjoyed the courses because I realised, oh right, that's what they do to me. Oh, that's how it works. That's how they're controlling me. So then I could defend myself against the attacks that were coming, so I knew what they were. And when I saw managers playing the script of one of the various attack methods, there aren't many. It's so fucking crude when you look at it. I can't anyway. So narcissism, it's available for healing. I've healed it. Just then I healed it, and now I've got to heal it again. Oh, now I've got to heal it again. Oh, and right now I've got to heal it again. Do you get it? You can never be cured of it. You can never be settled. You haven't succeeded. You never succeed in life. What you have to do is recognise the success in that moment. I had in my place that I run, I put on a music event the other day, and when I was building it, and it was a fucking nightmare of a build, I hated it. I had in my head that I'd be putting on a music event, and then when I put one on, I put it on, and it was a great success. Low key thing. I allowed myself to feel this enormous sense of success, to just really embrace the success of what I'd achieved, to see all the people there and enjoying it, an event that I put on in my place that I built. It was fucking incredible. And I didn't think, oh no, I can't allow myself that moment of success because in the next moment it might be gone. No. For the very reason that I knew in the next moment it might be gone, I chose to enjoy it right then. And that's the cure for narcissism. So now we can bring it into the 21st century and add the algorithms to that. That they're just making these choices harder. They're making so many choices. They make all your choices for you. You've got no choice left at all. It feels like. And all that algorithms do is they lie to you to tell you you don't have a choice. So this is the anti-algorithm. They're running on dark matter, which doesn't exist. They create dark matter through the manipulation of the energy. This is the light energy algorithm. Take this one and put it into your heart chakra. Place it there. Put it into your heart. Tell yourself, I have a choice. And that's the moment of revelation, the moment of enlightenment for you. Is that something you know as a fact? Oh yeah, I've got a choice. I know I can shave this side of my face first or that side, or I can put my hat on. Or I can take my hat off. Look. I'm exercising my choices. That's not a truth. That's a fact. The truth is when you know that you can choose how you feel about an experience. Whatever that experience may be, no matter how awful it may be for your protein. And when you want to know how serious this is, I'm stopping now, because I'm going to say something that's going to really upset me. Yesterday, the day before, I read that a Russian prisoner got into the army, Russian army, so that he could get out of prison and fight in Ukraine. He then bailed from the Russian army and tried to join the Ukrainian fighters because he believed more in their cause, although it's just shades of grey, isn't it? But nonetheless, it's the right shade of grey. And then the fucking Ukrainians prison swapped him back to the Russians. And they executed him. The Russians have executed him. And the method of execution was they sledgehammered him to death. They taped his face to a fucking breeze block and then smashed his body with a sledgehammer until he was dead. Now that's suffering. You want to hold an image of suffering in your fucking minds? Take the image of that poor prisoner. That man, that human being who was desperate to fucking get out of that shithole he was in and better his life and move towards quality, doing his fucking job, taking risks, having adventure. The end result for him was that he became Christ, because he represents all of the suffering. We all have our faces taped to breeze blocks. We all have sledgehammers smashing into our bodies. But we choose to ignore it. We choose to let that poor fucker suffer that death. And that's on your conscience from this moment on. Because now you know you have a choice. You fucking get me?